Imagine a truck so huge it carries an entire building. Picture blades longer than football fields snaking through mountain roads. Around the world, engineers take on near-impossible missions, moving the heaviest, strangest, and most oversized cargo ever seen on highways. From massive rockets rolling through cities to ancient monuments inching across villages, these convoys push the limits of logistics and human ingenuity. Today, we dive into unbelievable feats of transportation that made entire towns stop, hold their breath, and watch history crawl by, one careful meter at a time. When you think of oversized loads, the first image that comes to mind is usually construction machinery. But some machines are so massive, they look impossible to transport. Take the Caterpillar 797 mining truck. Standing 2 stories tall and weighing hundreds of tons, this beast can't simply roll out of the factory. Instead, it's disassembled into dozens of pieces, hauled on multiple trucks, and then reassembled at its mining site. Convoys carrying its wheels alone, each the size of a small house, can stop traffic for miles. Or consider tunnel boring machines, the steel monsters that carve subway systems. Some weigh over 6,000 tons. To move them, transporters are built with hundreds of wheels spread across modular trailers. Crews work overnight, shutting down highways and guiding the load inch by inch under bridges with only centimeters of clearance. The sheer scale of these moves isn't just about engineering, it's a spectacle. Crowds gather to watch, phones in hand, as these mechanical titans slowly conquer city streets. The ground rumbles, traffic lights sway, and for a moment, the everyday world feels like it belongs to giants. And this is only the beginning. Because if you think machines are big, wait until you see what happens when entire buildings take a ride down the highway. Transporting machinery is one thing. But what happens when the cargo isn't a machine, but someone's home or even a centuries-old monument? In the US, relocating houses is surprisingly common. Instead of demolishing, entire homes are lifted with hydraulic jacks, placed onto massive dollies, and rolled slowly down suburban streets. Imagine waking up, looking out your window, and seeing a Victorian mansion cruising past like it's just another car. But it's not just houses. In China, entire apartment blocks have been shifted to make way for urban development. Moved meter by meter on specially designed rails. Engineers ensure not a single crack forms, while residents watch their old neighborhood quite literally move out of place. And then there's the story of Egypt's Abu Simbel temples. In the 1960s, the construction of the Aswan High Dam threatened to flood these ancient monuments. The solution? Cut them into giant blocks, some weighing 30 tons each, then transport and reassemble them higher on the cliffs. It was one of the greatest preservation moves in history, a global engineering collaboration that saved a priceless wonder. Seeing entire homes and sacred monuments on the move reminds us that transportation isn't always about speed. Sometimes, it's about patience, precision, and protecting the irreplaceable. Next, we'll shift from the ancient past to the cutting edge of technology. Because even rockets need a ride to the launch pad. Few loads inspire as much awe as rockets. These towering cylinders, built to pierce the skies, start their journey humbly, crawling on earthbound transporters. In the United States, NASA's Saturn V rocket, the very one that carried humans to the moon, was hauled on a crawler transporter the size of a baseball field. Moving at less than 1 mile per hour, this slow-motion parade was so huge it shook the ground like an earthquake. The transporters had to keep the rocket perfectly upright, balancing thousands of tons with millimeter precision. Modern space companies face the same challenge. SpaceX rolls its Falcon 9 boosters horizontally, strapped to specialized trucks. Convoys escort the load, clearing intersections and even taking down traffic lights just so the future of space exploration can pass through town. Perhaps the most dramatic scenes unfold in narrow streets, where residents lean out of windows to see a spaceship sliding by. For those watching, it's a surreal reminder. Before rockets reach the stars, they must conquer the streets. If rockets are the future on wheels, the next category takes us underwater. Because sometimes, even ships need to hitch a ride on land. Moving a ship on water is expected. But when a vessel needs to travel across land, that's when things get truly bizarre. In Germany, massive yachts are built inland, far from the ocean. To deliver them, companies haul them on specialized multi-axle trailers that stretch longer than football fields. These convoys crawl through villages, making turns so tight that crews sometimes dismantle entire fences and road signs just to squeeze through. In China, river ferries weighing thousands of tons have been transported on highways to new shipyards. The sight of a ship floating down asphalt, surrounded by cars and houses, is so strange it looks like CGI brought to life. One legendary move happened in Russia, where a decommissioned submarine was hauled over land to become a museum piece. The convoy rolled slowly past villages, leaving locals stunned as a Cold War relic towered over their rooftops. Watching a ship sail down a road defies logic. But if a ship can travel highways, why stop there? Next, let's look at the loads so strange, they leave even engineers shaking their heads. Some heavy loads defy all categories. Take the time an entire oil refinery column, longer than a city block, was hauled through India. The convoy stretched for kilometers, shutting down highways and requiring hundreds of crew members to coordinate. Each bridge had to be reinforced, each corner measured to the centimeter. Or the Guinness World Record for the heaviest road transport ever, a 23,000-ton gas plant module moved in Alberta, Canada. It required multiple prime movers pulling and pushing in unison, a mechanical ballet that looked more like science fiction than reality. Then there are the quirky moves, oversized parade floats so huge they shut down entire cities, or even amusement park rides transported fully assembled across highways. These transports are more than logistics, they're theater. People gather, record, cheer, and sometimes even cry when a load finally makes it through. Because deep down, we all love watching the impossible become possible. And that's what makes these moves unforgettable. From rockets rolling through neighborhoods to ancient temples riding highways, these transports prove one thing. Nothing is too big, too strange, or too heavy when human ingenuity is at the wheel. Every successful move is more than a feat of engineering. It's a story of patience, creativity, and daring. The next time you're stuck behind a truck carrying something oversized, remember, you might just be witnessing history in motion. Because on the world's roads, even the strangest journeys can leave us breathless.